The co-founder of Alibaba Group, Jack Ma, today is one of the richest people in China with a net worth of $37.5 billion, but he started his journey working for $12 per month. So if you think you have it rough, just take a look at Jack Ma's success story. It will motivate you and inspire you to never give up, because you just can't beat the person who never gives up. Jack Ma was born in China and comes from a humble family. He always wanted to learn English, and as a kid, he spent his early mornings riding 70 miles on his bicycle for 9 years, giving English tours to foreigners for free. It was his way of practicing and learning English. In one of those tours, he met a foreign girl who gave him the nickname Jack because his Chinese name was hard to spell for her. Even from his early childhood, he faced hard times. He faced so many failures and rejections. Jack Ma failed in his primary school examinations 2 times. He failed 3 times during his middle school exams. He failed 2 times before he was accepted by what was considered the worst university in his city. He even applied to Harvard University 10 times and got rejected every single time. But that's not all. This was only during his education. Jack Ma was never a great student. He was always terrible at math, and actually he still is today. He failed in several subjects in school, but he possessed some kind of awareness that convinced him that being at the top of the class doesn't mean that you're intelligent or that you will ever be successful. He knew that there is more. Jack tried and failed to get a job after applying to them 30 times. When KFC came to China, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only guy who wasn't. He was also one of the 5 people who applied for a job in police force and was the only one getting rejected after being told, "No, you're no good." But when he was asked about his rejections, he said, "Well, I think we have to get used to it. We are not that good." After spending 3 years to get into a university, graduating with a bachelor's degree in English, he started working as an English teacher with a pay of only $12 per month. But he was never discouraged by any of this. The very important thing you should have is patience, and he did. In 1995, he had his first encounter with the internet when he went to US with his friends, and he was fascinated. He saw the lack of Chinese webs as an amazing business opportunity for him. So with no experience in coding or in computers, he founded an internet company for China. Unfortunately, his first 2 companies failed to succeed. But for the boy who failed his whole life, this was a starting point on his journey to success. So 4 years later, he gathered 17 of his friends in his apartment and convinced them to invest in his vision to create an online marketplace he called Alibaba. The main idea was that the site will allow exporters to post product listings that customers could buy directly. But the beginnings were really hard. In the beginning, I just wanted to survive. For the first 3 years, we made 0 revenue. But soon, the service started to attract members and investors from all over the world. And the company has raised $5 million from Goldman Sachs and $20 million from SoftBank. Since then, Alibaba has become the biggest online marketplace in China and generates more profit than Amazon and eBay combined, and has turned Jack Ma into one of the richest people in the world. So don't let your humble beginnings, your level of education, your lack of resources stop you from pursuing your dreams, because your success is determined by the amount of effort you put in, and most important, by not giving up when failure hits you, and it will hit you. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure, because if there is a man who knows the meaning of failure, it is Jack Ma. Before reaching his 30s, he felt like a failure all the time. He felt like a loser, but that didn't discourage him. On the contrary, he said, I know this is a training course for me. He looked at every challenge in his life like an opportunity. Jack Ma never thought in his life that he will be a businessman. He never thought he would be a teacher. And most certainly, he never thought he would become one of the richest people in the world. But at some point in his life, he was all of those people. On the opposite, there were other things he wanted to do, like he wanted to be a policeman and he wanted to work at KFC, but ended being the only one who got rejected. And it looks like those rejections and failures were for his own good. So don't be afraid of your failures. Once in your life, try something, work hard at something, try to change. Nothing bad can happen. And remember, never give up. Today's hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine.